welcome to my video, and today I have a really important discussion to have with you guys about something that's been happening a lot lately, which shouldn't be happening at all, but I decided I want to talk about it because it's particularly important to me and the community that I'm within, so I thought that I would be a voice for this whole situation and kind of talk about it a little bit, just to kind of get it off my chest and everyone else's, I feel like. But yeah, I will get right into it. So, as you can kind of guess by maybe like the title, I am going to be talking about these incidents where people are trying to ruin paintings and artworks just because of climate change. But yeah, I will kind of go over what's kind of happened and my thoughts on the situation and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so let me just read some of what this article says so you guys can kind of get some general ideas of what's been happening. So the first kind of incident was basically these protesters went into the London National kind of art museum, and basically they had tomato soup, like Heinz tomato soup, out of every soup. I like that soup, why? But anyways, they have Heinz tomato soup, right? So they're going in to the art museum, and guess what they do with the tomato soup? Maybe you already know about this, but yet they throw the tomato soup onto a painting, and that painting was Van Gogh's painting with the sunflowers, and it was horrible. It was a disaster. But these people, they also attempted to glue their hands to the wall, which is really strange anyways. Why would you want to glue your hands to a wall? But they glued their hands to the wall, and as a result to all of their actions, they have indeed been arrested, which is well deserved in my opinion. If you're going in and vandalizing something that's not your property, you deserve to get arrested. Now, I had a little bit of a look into this article I was reading, and basically I saw that the people doing it actually have Twitter. Not surprised there at all, but they did have a little bit of a tangent on Twitter, and these are some of the tweets that they posted. On October the 14th, 2022, Just Stop _oil said, "This is the moment to come together and resist. We are not prepared to watch while the government plans for countless millions to die and destroy everything we love." This is a reference to the cost of living crisis right now in England. This is a really major problem that's happening in England. A lot of people are struggling financially, and that's me included. But yeah, still not a reason to throw tomato soup at Van Gogh's painting. I don't think Van Gogh caused our government to think this way, or our government to make these mistakes like that. They have nothing. Van Gogh had nothing to do with this situation, so I don't still see the reason why they would throw tomato soup and stick their hands to the wall in an art gallery. It just seems a bit strange. Anyways, they also tweeted, "Why use art when we face the collapse of a civil society? The art establishment, artists and art-loving public need to step into civil resistance if they want to live in a world where humans are around to appreciate art." Yet again, it is not the art's problem that these things are happening, and I do not think it's still a good idea. But yeah, let me go to the next kind of thing that happened. But yeah, they were arrested. They did get arrested very easily. Apparently they were easily removed from the wall. which was, well, I guess they didn't really stick themselves to the wall too very well. Anyways, after this, or kind of like during while this was going on, some other people also got arrested for doing a similar act, but instead they poured yellow paint all over the rotating New Scotland Yard sign, which I have no idea what that is. Maybe I should have had a deeper look into what that is before this, but like still kind of the same thing, like protesting, and instead of actually protesting, these people are just vandalizing things for no reason. And then more people glued themselves to Van Gogh's paintings. So there was another incident of that happening, and then another one has actually happened extremely recently. I can't remember what day it happened, but basically these climate protesters in Germany glued themselves to the wall. What a surprise. This seems to be a kind of tradition of people just gluing themselves to the wall. And I don't know why. I don't know why out of all kind of things you can do, they glue themselves to a wall, and they threw mashed potato at a painting in Germany. And the painting was called Monet. And yet again, just another one of these incidents where people are vandalizing stuff that's not their property to begin with. I believe they said this. This is what they said. The protesters said the stunt was designed as a wake-up call in the face of climate catastrophe. People are starving, people are freezing, people are dying. That's what they said. And this is just a paragraph I took from one of the articles that I was reading about the mashed potato one, and yeah, I'll kind of just read that now. Art galleries have become popular venue for attention-grabbing protests recently. In July, two members of the Italian climate activist group Ultima Generation, also Last Generation, okay, Last Generation, glued their palms, not surprised, to the glass protecting Sandro something, someone's artwork, I'm assuming. Anyways, yet again, people vandalizing or gluing themselves to the glass of these paintings, which is just rather strange behaviour. And also in June, people threw cake at the Mona Lisa. It wasn't an actual copy of the Mona Lisa. There is actually many different, well, my partner told me this, but there's like many different versions of the Mona Lisa just because of this situation that keeps happening over and over again, which is really strange in my opinion. But like, yep, it's just happened again and again and again. And yeah, this is happening way too often. But I kind of wrote some like questions and answers. Why is throwing things at paintings not okay? Well, why do you think it's not okay? I mean, these paintings are part of our history, and even if some of them are glassed up, some of them will get damaged permanently and, you know, won't have, you know, any more life to them. And yeah, basically, it's disrespectful, it's rude, and there's just no point. I don't see the point. Like, you actually, like, if you were wanting people to do something about climate change, why on earth would you decide to throw food, paint, whatever, glue yourself to the wall? Why would you do all of those things? Because it is not even related whatsoever. Like, paintings and climate change are two different things. I mean, maybe there's paintings about climate change, who knows? Maybe there's artwork about climate change, who knows? I am just taking a little joke here, but you know, it's just a little strange, and yeah, people aren't gonna focus on what you're talking about. They're just gonna focus on you being a little bit weird and disrespectful, like highly disrespectful. But you know, these paintings, these famous paintings that we have around the world and in different art galleries, many artists put so much of their time and effort into making these, and it is just so rude for you to go and ruin them. It's really disrespectful, and I also think it can put people off from putting their own work nowadays into museums, because why would you want to put your art in a museum or an art gallery if you think in a few years' time someone's just going to come in and vandalize your painting or whatever, your piece of artwork? No one's going to want to like do that because of the risk of just some angry mob or protester just coming in and destroying their painting for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And personally, I think the cost of living crisis also has nothing to do with paintings and artwork in general. It has nothing in common. And artists, I'm pretty sure a lot of artists care about climate change. I'm pretty sure everyone cares about climate change. No one wants to be freezing their ass off, and no one wants to be boiling in the summer. I absolutely am hating summers lately. They're getting too warm. It's so uncomfortable. Like, we all hate climate change, right? We do. We just do. But we don't go around lobbing food and lobbing things and gluing ourselves to the wall and just vandalizing paintings and artwork and that kind of stuff. It's just not the smartest idea at all, because it's dumb, it's silly, and it's also disrespectful. It's really childish. It is absolutely childish, and I think you should stop. Please, just stop. It's not okay. It's not okay to do this. Anyways, let's get to our next point. What does this do to the painting? Well, if you actually managed to get any of these things onto a painting, it's gonna destroy them. Like, I truly believe you can't restore paintings that have had like I think in terms of like the yellow paint one, you might have a chance of getting it off, but it would be extremely hard. But in terms of the food, you're really not gonna be able to restore the painting. It might cost a lot of money as well for the museums, and museums don't really have a lot of money to begin with, and art museums as well. Like, they just don't have that much money to go and, you know, go and repair these paintings all the time. But like, yet again, it's gonna either completely destroy the painting forever, which is gonna be even worse for climate change, because you're gonna have to bin that painting now somehow. Like, what are you gonna do with Van Gogh's painting that has tomato soup all over it? Like, a lot of people saying it was on the glass of the painting, but I'm pretty sure that I didn't see any glass at all. I don't think I saw any glass on the painting at all. I think it was just straight on to the painting. Actually, wait, maybe I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong about that, but yeah, still. If you actually got any of this onto the paintings, it would destroy them forever. Like, these paintings will be no more, and that is extremely sad. It's saddening to, like, people who want to go see that, people who want to, I don't know, you know, people who are just learning in general about artwork. They might want to go and see these paintings, and now you have ruined their opportunity to see this painting. And even if it did survive, they're never seeing this painting in a normal light again, because every time they go and see the painting, what are they going to think about? Oh, they're going to think about your dumb actions of how you threw tomato soup or mashed potato or whatever on this painting. They're not going to think about the painting again, like in a normal way. it's just retarded. It's retarded, okay? Like, I'm gonna just say it, like, it's really silly, and as human beings, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be commending this, because climate change, yet again, still has nothing to do with artists, anything like that. It just doesn't have anything to do with the community, and yeah. But I wanted to kind of, the reason why this kind of hit home for me when I saw all of these is because I'm an artist. I have been drawing for many years, and I am kind of just starting over again, or like going over the basics again. So I am definitely looking into these famous artists and their paintings and how they made them and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's important. Like, these paintings, these pieces of artwork are highly important for people. Like, without these paintings, without these artists, we wouldn't know as much as we did today. Like, we need to use their artwork, we need to use their teachings as references for our own learning and our own, you know, creative kind of endeavors. But like, we can't really do that if the paintings are covered in tomato soup now, can we? Or mashed potatoes, or cake, or you decided to stick yourself to them. Like, we can't learn from them if that's what's happening to these pieces of artwork. And the artwork doesn't deserve it, the artists don't deserve it, the community doesn't deserve it. We want to be left out with this. Like, climate change, okay, go for it. Go do something great. Go march out on the streets. I don't care, but just don't ruin something that's innocent in the situation. Like, it's like someone stole something from your store and you just kept attacking pretty much any random person and being like, hey, you stole this or you stole this, when really they didn't steal anything. They're innocent. Like, the paintings are innocent. The painters are innocent. They don't deserve their paintings to be vandalized. They just don't. It's rude, and it just feels, it's disheartening as well. I think, like, it's just really sad kind of to to hear that people are just vandalizing pieces of artwork and kind of ruining the artists in general. But like, yeah, art is extremely important. It like holds a lot of our history, and that's so important for today. Like, it's important to know our history today. And there is literally like artwork in the world that dates back to the beginning of humanity and stuff like that. And like I just said, art is extremely important in the world, and without art, I don't think we would be here today. Like, art was a form of entertainment. Art is, you know, stories. Art is just everything. Everything is art. Everywhere you look, there's art. And these people showed us what art was like then. They showed us about the history and what people looked like then, what people like to dress like, how people lived. Like, you know, it's just so important to have artwork around us as a species and as artists for learning. Like, past artworks helps us learn, like I said earlier. And people can't learn about old artworks if they have tomato soup and mashed potato all over them, like I've already said like a million times already. But like I said, I wanted to kind of go over like why art itself is important, because it makes you kind of realize how completely disrespectful it is. Like, art is an antique, right, to begin with. Like, it's prized, it's a special object, it's something that will never be truly replicated. It's a staple. You just can't do that. It's just rude. It's extremely rude, and the behavior is childish, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So I kind of wanted to go over like how this kind of makes them look to us. Kind of makes them look like idiots. Yeah. They look like idiots. Like, why would you do this to help protest about climate change, then actually do something meaningful like raising money or doing a campaign? I don't know, something that's actually useful towards the thing that you're getting all frustrated and angry about. Like, can't you go raise some money? Can't you go have a stall somewhere, like raising awareness for climate change? Can't you talk to the government itself? I mean, I've literally seen that you can email the government. Like, the last time I checked, artwork doesn't cause climate change, I think, but it doesn't. I don't think it does. It's still just extremely strange behavior. I'm just extremely weirded out by it, I think, and I'm confused too, because it's just, I can't program how you go and do that. Like, I just don't get it, and they deserved everything that came their way. They were looking for trouble, and they got in trouble. So, I mean, you know, all is good, but all is also bad, because this is kind of showing what our world is becoming and where humanity is going. Like, I'm losing faith in humanity, I'm not gonna lie. After all of these dumb incidents time and time again, I am losing faith in humanity, most likely. But it's just so wrong on so many levels. Like, it's just wrong. It just feels wrong. Like, I feel violated. Every artist out there feel violated. I mean, look at the tweet earlier. They come at us specifically. They target artists specifically. Like, we aren't causing climate change last time I checked. We're not doing a big old Simpsons movie and dumping a goddamn ginormous, like, ginormous friggin' building thing of pig poop in the oceans, are we? We aren't particularly doing anything to cause climate change. Like, it just feels like I'm being attacked for no reason whatsoever. And it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Stop. It's wrong. Like, it's just wrong. It doesn't feel right. It feels rude. It feels wrong. It feels disrespectful. It feels like my heart is breaking after seeing Van Gogh's painting, like, go tomato soup over it, and some of these other paintings that are extremely famous and extremely popular. Like, it's damaging the art community. It just is. And also, I'd like to say, if they had a job before, they probably don't have one anymore, because now they're all over the press because they did some extremely bad actions. This is gonna affect them more than they even know. They're gonna lose their jobs, they're gonna be disrespected by everybody in their family, they're gonna be disowned, people aren't gonna be able to be friends with them, they're gonna be disowned by society now. Like, people aren't gonna want to know them, they might not even get married or kids because of this. Like, it's just absolutely retarded. Like, you've literally ruined your life just because of this action that you decided to take to a Paul museum that did absolutely nothing wrong. But yeah, they are definitely ruining any kind of careers that they wanted to have in the future, because now they did something dumb and stupid, and people are gonna see them for that dumb and stupid action, and, you know, it's just gonna look bad for them. It's just gonna stop them having a normal life like everybody else. And they probably also need therapy and counseling. Like, if I was them and I did that, I'd want to hide away for the rest of my life. I wouldn't want anyone to see me ever again. I could not get a job, so I'd just hide in a hole or actually end myself. Like, I'd need some kind of therapy, maybe support, like counseling. I'd need all the fucking above because I was a dumbass. Like, this is gonna affect them for as long as they're alive. And some people may even know their name, some people may know where they live. Like, this is gonna affect you. Don't do this. Like, don't do it. It's gonna ruin your life if you decide to vandalize something and it goes mainstream. And like I said, it's just extremely dumb actions, and it doesn't really make them look smart. It just kind of makes them look silly and stupid and make them look like they don't have a clue what they're doing or talking about anyways, because, you know, it's just taking things to places where it doesn't belong. But, like, them speaking badly or, like, speaking out and badly about kind of artists and artwork is kind of shedding a bad light on us. Like, people aren't gonna want to turn to artists if they think all we are is people who don't care about climate change. When we do. I'm pretty sure almost every artist out there cares about climate change, because no one wants to work in a freezing studio. No one wants to make art in their room when it's freezing, or, you know, it's kind of a worldwide problem, and artists do care. They just don't kind of do dumb actions like this. They have nothing to do with this, and it's kind of not nice to target us for something we didn't really do. And also, it paints an absolutely terrible name on people who actually care about climate change and are smart about it and do good things for climate change. No one's gonna want to support climate change activists if we think this is what you do. If you go and do this, who wants to support you now? Nobody. Nobody wants to support you anymore because you've proven to us why we shouldn't. And that's kind of bad, because we kind of need climate activists at the end of the day. We need people like that to give an actual crap about what happens in the world. But, like, does anybody want to be a climate activist now after seeing this? Probably not. You are absolutely doing a terrible job of promoting what it is that you're trying to achieve. And I kind of tried to think about what they were thinking when they were doing it, but by the looks of it, I think they were just trying to draw attention to the situation. And the reason why I say they're dumb is because they genuinely thought this would work. All of them, they all thought this would work, bring attention towards their cause, but it didn't. It just brought attention towards their behavior, not the cause. No one's going to think about climate change now. They're just going to think about what you've done. Like, I actually had no idea that they were climate change activists until recently when I was researching it. I genuinely just thought these were a bunch of idiots just doing this for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So yeah, like I said, if you didn't know any different, you genuinely just thought they did this purely on their own, like, terms and their own will. Like, they just did this to do this and to vandalize, because that's pretty common in my country. People just kind of vandalize things for absolutely no reason at all, just to vandalize it. And that's kind of what I thought it was, but I had no idea that there was, like, a cause behind this. Like, even now, I don't see why that's the cause behind it, behind doing it. Like, this shouldn't happen. And it shouldn't happen because of climate change either. Like, it's just something that shouldn't happen. Don't ruin paintings. Don't ruin artwork. Please, I beg you. It's innocent, okay? Artwork is innocent. It didn't do anything. It didn't. It's just an oil painting. It's just an oil painting, and it's just an acrylic painting. You know, It didn't do anything wrong, okay? Take it somewhere else. Don't ruin property of something that's not yours. It's rude and disrespectful, and it's not nice at all. Just there. Like that's the morality of the situation. It's not good behaviour, and I wouldn't do it, so you shouldn't either. I think any good person wouldn't do this. Like, it doesn't prove anything besides that you're an idiot. So, yeah. But yeah, the history of art is extremely important, and I think that people vandalizing it is just not a good idea at all, and just don't do it because it doesn't prove a point at all. Vandalizing art only proves vandalizing art. It does not prove anything beyond that. It just proves that you're really disrespectful and unthoughtful of your actions and impulsive, because now the rest of your life could be absolutely just ruined, and that's purely your fault. Like, that is your fault for doing that. That is your choice, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just please stop. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I had to kind of talk out about this because I know it's important to me, and if it's important to me as an artist, I know it's important to everybody else who is also in the art community, and also the climate change community, because these people are also going to have their reputations kind of destroyed now when they also didn't really do anything wrong. Yeah, sorry the camera cut out, but those are the kind of ones just ranting about it out on the streets, which is kind of okay. Like, you're not vandalizing anything, you're just kind of showing your, cause, and that's how you should do it. You should just show your cause in ways that's actually helpful rather than vandalizing property that is not yours. Like, it's not a smart idea. I wouldn't get anyone to do this. I don't know. I highly recommend you don't do this. Just don't do it. But yeah. Thanks everybody for watching the video. I hope you, well, I don't know if you enjoyed this one, but like, I hope you liked the video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. I will be doing a video on Red Dead Redemption 2 next, so if you're interested, then leave me a sub, or like, I just do random videos, okay? I do whatever videos I want, I talk about whatever I want, I do whatever I want, you name it. Okay, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, like, very soon. Yeah, bye-bye!